Ah, apparently I did complete the tutorial. I was gonna say, oh, apparently I wasn't even done with the prologue. Oh, it just popped when I started the game. Anyway, back. This is a new day. Because I went to sleep. And, since then, I did some stuff with the audio, which you can probably hear that sounds a bit better. I turned myself down and I turned the game up. You know, one of the things I should have done was look up how to get the DLC stuff. It succeeded! Okay, we need to talk to... you.
Rogue trader. I indeed have a request, Rogue trader.
The cursed servants of chaos who assaulted the ship took the lives of your loyal crew members, and they orphaned many children, including the progeny of the brave officers who defended their posts until the bitter end. I don't know what customary practice there are for cases like this and Von Felictus territory, but in the world I'm familiar with, the children of such brave souls could expect to receive some special considerations. Perhaps Rogue Trader could meet with the orphans. That's checking the recording. And it seems I might have to lower myself a bit more. No. There we go. I will pass on your instructions. Thank you for taking my request to hunt. Now you must fight the children! Listeners do not take their eyes off you, gazing at you as if you were a creature straight from a fairy tale. Our invisible sister has been keeping an eye on these pups. It is hardly the Scolia Praetorium in here. But we have provided the orphans on our ship with adequate care and instruction. Brave Ones, the master of the ship, has appeared before you, the one who guides it through the darkness of the universe by the Emperor's will. Greet your Lord Captain, the Rogue Trader of House Von of Lentis. The ship, speak to you now. Your parents gave their lives for a just cause and brought honor to the Von's banner and those of the Imperium. I am proud of them, and I believe that you will become their worthy heirs. Teenagers hang on your every word with bated breath. Only a few at the far end of the row seem sullen and not particularly impressed by your speech. Visitors with a thin scar across his face, tosses his head back and says bitterly, "So what? Why should we care? Our friends and parents died in their dozens for your noble lot, and you just gave us speeches." Quick to turns the boy, a flurry of emotion flashes in her dark eyes, like she want both calm and scald for his impudence. Your compartments left much of desire. I hope that will be molded into the very surface soon. Punish the troublemaker. Address the group. If you have things to say, say them without fear. I will listen. It doesn't matter what we say. It won't bring our parents back. And it won't change our fates either. We'll keep slaving away on the ship until we drop and die like our folks, or worse. Your parents died. It's not an easy thing to go through. They gave their lives for the truth, for the good of the whole ship, for the Imperium. Do not speak of their honorable fate with anger, and disdain. You heard the Rogue Trader's words carry wisdom of the Imperium. It's hard to say whether or not your words have left an impression on the boy, but he nods slowly, then he catches himself and gives you an awkward bow. He is assigned and servants immediately emerge carrying package treats with envelopes blazoned on the wrappers. It appears that the essentials came prepared for any contingency. Ah, here's your parents! We made them into candy! Rubs her temple pensively. She smiles and offers a few more words encouragement, then leaves the bay. Hey, Ivan tried his best. Execute the child.
Greetings.
What is that keeping you in my retinue? How did you end up on the ship?
I first came here when I found myself in need of passage from Footfall to a remote planet. But I imagine what interests you is not that first journey, but rather what brought me aboard prior to the pirate attack. That story is complicated. It just so happened that I made a mistake. In a moment of laxity, I was ambushed by the accursed followers of the archenemy. I was badly wounded. Lady Theodora came to my aid and brought me aboard her ship, while her crew attended to me in my weakened state. It all happened not too long ago. I'd barely recovered from my wounds when the pirates struck. Truly, the servants of evil know no rest. There is no place where we can be safe from their machinations. It happens even to the best of us. My mistakes are my burden to bear. I'll find a way to atone for them. Sadly, they did not. Lady Theodora was in a hurry and chose not to stay on the planet. Her people took me to a ship while I was unconscious, and when I came to my senses, we were already flying away. How I pray to come face to face with those heretics once more, and it's bound to happen someday. On one of the recently discovered planets in the Expanse, no one suspected that it had already been tainted by the filth of heresy. Had I known it beforehand, of course I would have been on my guard. The path to that planet was lost. All the knowledge is gone, along with the previous navigator. It would take immense effort and resources to rediscover the route. The heir to the von Valanci's protectorate must have plenty of other issues to deal with right now. Perhaps later, when the skies above our heads have cleared.
The only reason why is because I know what chaos can do.
As you wish.
I guess there's no follow-up for that.
Lord Captain. A noble aspiration, Lord Captain. I am ready to acquaint you with all the particulars that interest you. In the first instance, you should treat official representatives of the Imperium with respect. The Expanse may be on the fringes, but it still numbers among the territories of the Golden Throne. The arrival of the Lord Inquisitor has turned the Coronis Expanse into a less wild and uncontrolled region, to the regret of some individuals who had grown inured to the local lawlessness. Rogue traders such as yourself are also servants of the Imperium. They have been accorded special rights and powers. They wield immense authority within their territory, and they enjoy absolute respect in other parts of the Expanse. The most powerful of them are Kalagos Winterscale and Incendia Bastal Chora. Tread carefully when dealing with either of them. If we are to speak of unclaimed territory, which is what Footfall is, among the scum that dwells on that handful of asteroids, there are 3 factions that wield considerable influence in the sector. The first is the Kazbala Commission, organized crime in its most primitive form. It holds sway over the Liege of Footfall, and has links to rogue trader Winterscale. The second faction is an offshoot of our shining ecclesiarchy, followers of St. Drusus. They are actively building their forces, and hold influence over rogue trader Chorda. And finally, the third faction, the Explorators, a wing of the Adeptus Mechanicus. They are willing to die and kill for the secrets of the ancient technological heresies that are hidden among the stars of the Coronis Expanse. This is a topic for an official briefing, not a casual conversation. But I will try to answer succinctly. And if you permit, in my own words, the Coronis Expanse is considerably removed from the heart of the Imperium. This means that local warp routes become useless within months. Established pathways are regularly subject to attacks from all kinds of rabble. And in the only major port, the Imperium's frigates find themselves moored alongside pirate vessels. Until recently, the Coronis Expanse could hardly have been called a region of the Imperium. The situation has changed with the arrival of the Lord Inquisitor, but not by much. This place operates under its own rules, you see. More radical, so to speak. But ones that allow for a non-standard approach where there is a promise of victory. The Coronis Expanse is considered rogue trader territory for a reason. Only rogue traders have sufficient military might, audacity, and the rights granted them by the warrant to survive the leap into the unexplored part of the Expanse, and in the event of a successful outcome, to hold on to whatever they manage to capture on the frontier. You know, Lord Captain, I am no admirer of fine art. But when we next find ourselves in a civilized port, with time to spare, I will promptly find an artist and commission a portrait of the individual to whom you refer, with a hole between the eyes. Conrad Voigtveer. That he committed his treachery and escaped with his life was an unforgivable oversight. We both served Lord Captain Theodora for many years, and we never saw eye to eye. He was brash. He was never afraid of assuming responsibility, and he willingly took on difficult tasks. I am loath to admit it, but the Von Velatius Protectorate continues to reap the fruits of his labors to this day. His service always garnered my respect. But everything else about him made me want to wring the neck of that two-faced snake. If you are taking comfort in the thought that we will hear no more of Conrad, prepare to be disappointed. You thwarted his plans, his meticulously plotted and nurtured treachery. He is sure to attempt to strike at you, and he will use his contacts and knowledge of the Protectorate to do so. The only question, Lord Captain, is whether you will be able to anticipate his next steps.
The thing is, he's still on the ship unless he took a vertibird out.
As you wish, Lord Captain. As you wish, Lord Captain. What would you like to know? I used to be an officer in the Navis Imperialis. No. "I used to be" is not quite right. It was not simply a job. It was my calling. The essence of my life. I was proud to serve Lord Captain Theodora, but in my heart and mind, I am still an officer of the Imperium. I met Lord Captain Theodora on a mission where the Imperial Navy was providing reinforcements to the rogue traders' army on one of the frontier worlds. Our acquaintance was not easy. Working with people outside the Navy hierarchy has never been my strong suit. It was to my great surprise then, that after the mission's completion, I received a referral to leave my service in the Navy and join the rogue traders' personal council. It was a difficult choice for me. But I saw in the offer a chance to serve the interests of humanity even more effectively than in the Navis Imperialis. You do not need me to tell you just how remarkable a person Lord Captain Theodora was. I recognized her at once as a true leader and formidable creative force. One who had built a protectorate amidst the dangers and wildness of the Expanse. I am a widower. I am a father of 4, and if my information is not outdated, a grandfather of 11. My family lives on Dargonus. None of my children express any eagerness or aptitude for serving aboard ship, and I would hardly have insisted that they follow in my footsteps.
Okay then.
Of course. Lord Captain.
I liked it better when you said master instead of Lord Captain. Is she up here on the ship? Okay. Vault. Cargo list, cargo. Spell plush. Walking. That's an orc skull. Oh, these must be the credits. Or the backers. Not what we're looking for. Oh, goods. Let's just keep them on us for now. Too bad we can't use any of the weaponry. There's another rock. What's this? As a relevant of Orger's mistake cost me too much. Years of work, tremendous resources, all wasted. He has failed at what he was supposed to be, and irreproachable at uncovering spies, and this one was a senior officer. I am not about to discard him. Conrad has served me for too long for his removal to go painlessly for the Protectorate. Besides, he is no fool. He cannot have seriously expected to become the next in the Von Faces line when his skills and talents as Master of Whisperers are so valuable. Let his disinheritance serve as a humiliating but instructive lesson from which he may yet learn. So he let a spy through. So that was his mistake. Correct data slate. The final translation to the chartists are complete. The fiery reckoning is now fully equipped. The object has been loaded aboard with its containment intact and placed in the forebay to ensure maximum contact with the target. Coordinates set and received by the bridge. Target estimate time of arrival in the system. The fire reckoning is crewed by a servitor hive mind. Chances of the ship returning are minimal. Estimated time. Oh, more goods. Oh. The wearer gains an additional +1 resolve when they kill an enemy. While the wearers have full wounds, they gain +5 to all characteristics. Okay, so at least we found where some of the DLC stuff is. But I did hear about that there's a special throne. And there was a ship that you can get. Special void ship. But then again, it doesn't really matter. From what the void ship that I saw looked, I wouldn't even use it. I like the Firestorm. What can I say? Unless the Firestorm is the void ship. Okay, so that's how we move about. Seems we're not allowed to go anywhere else on the ship for now. There you are.
None of the officers knew the Lord Captain well. Not even Abelard, and she was always closer to him than anyone else. She told me from the off that if I ever listened to anything in the warp about her without her permission, I'd be going out through the airlock. I'm not an idiot, so I never stuck my nose where it didn't belong. Only when I was asked.
It's hard to wrap my head around the fact that she's gone. Lady von Valancius gave me everything I have. She opened the stars to me and the paths between them. I still think I can hear her voice.
What are you talking about, Lord Captain? Lord Captain, there's nothing to worry about. I've been on this ship just short of 10 years. Would Lady von Valancius have kept me on if she wasn't sure about me? I mean, yeah, sometimes stuff happens. Small stuff. Like when I hear things. Sometimes what I hear is so clear it becomes real to me. But even ordinary folks have bad days, don't they?
As she's talking to another psyker. Yeah.
Lyra, an outlying world in the Heathen Stars region. In the Coronis Expanse, the deeper you go, the less visible the Astronomicon gets, and the less people know about the Imperium. The arrival of a rogue trader is the best thing that can happen to a world like that. The very best. Theodora von Valancius paid a visit to the ruler I was serving at the time. I don't know what the visit was for, and it's no business of mine anyway. I can still remember the way the voices in my head changed when I looked at her. They were practically screaming. She had so much behind her, and plenty ahead of her too. As I got at her, all of a sudden I heard a whisper. A hint, a suggestion, nothing more. But I know the difference between idle chatter and a real threat. I seized my chance and approached Theodora. I managed to whisper a couple of words in her ear before the wardens dragged me away. They beat me and locked me up. No wonder. It wasn't my place to converse with outsiders. And then Theodora's people came for me. They broke down the wall, butchered the guards. Also, I could tell them my warning in full. So I said the rest, but I didn't want to go back to my old life. And so I entered the service of the von Valancius dynasty. Of course, Lord Captain. All right, let's hear what they're whispering about you. Seek not on firm ground, but in a golden hall suspended in the void. There waits a child without kin, but with a name blind to truth. She draws the brush across the canvas and does not notice that her palette is full not of paint, but of blood. And with each smear, this well does not deplete, but fills and fills up to the brim. One thing is clear. When this vessel overflows, none will remain unstained. Among the blind men and false prophets, a red-robed sage seeks the answer to a question. He does not know that it is not the answer he must seek, but the question that will draw everything into focus. Will you help him, rogue trader? But mark that sometimes ignorance is sweeter than oblivion. A chained hound chases after glimmers of the aurora, but sparks and the scent of oil confound his nose. A chain trails after him, What will happen if you pick it up? Will you become his master? Or merely another beast in the pack of his true lord? The glow of dawn bursts forth from its prison. Dungeon walls cannot contain the dark essence wallowing in the dust. A naive cub pushes his nose into a familiar hand, one that holds death in twisted glass. Cherish it or cast it off as a burden. The sword of change has already been raised. What is one more life to it? I'm sorry, Lord Captain. The voices are going wild. I can't make out a thing. I'll try to rein them in, somehow. But for now... Of course. Always at your service. Whenever you need me.
Well, at least we got information about everybody. So let's get to the map. Decide where we want to go. Okay, the events of Warhammer 40k takes place in the vast region of space known as the Chronos Expanse. This sector is composed of numerous star systems, many of which you will get a chance to visit. You will find yourself scouring the void in search of routes leading to new uncharted systems, discovering the more routes as you explore the expanse. Which star system contains objectives you can interact. Such as objects marked points of interest. Move your ship to the point and collect bumper. Prison planetoid. The guide. New blood. Ah! Unidentified void ship. Oh, that's our ship. It's like, what the fuck is this? Mobile mining outpost assembled in accordance with the Blessed Standard complete construct. This small individual complex can be deployed on whatever over inhospitable surf clan. So devote itself to maintain its resources needed by the trader. Well, there's no resources on this planet, so. Oh, that's our ship's like, get ready for combat! Am I going to get a chance to scan the planet? Yeah, I was just going to take a nap. As the ship makes its way through the star system, a strange fatigue falls over you. Your eyelids grow heavy, and the quill you have been using to draw up yet another order falls from your hand. And your head just slams into the desk. Raise your head with a start. Someone else is here in your study. You stand up and stare at the dozens upon dozens of corpses surrounding you. Among their number, you recognize the disfigured and bloodied faces of those who died on the ship's bridge and those met in your previous life. How is this possible? What are the enforcers posted to stand guard? It matters not. You are alone amongst a horde of heretics risen from the darkness to take your life. As if of its own accord, the shard lying at the end of the desk, the sole remnant of Conrad's weapon, slips into your hand. The middle is searing cold. The dead sway from side to side, closer and around you, in a nightmarish slow advance. All you hear is responses, unintentional voices, whispers, moans, and diverse laughter. Anger ignites your chest, and you clutch the shard, which actually bites into your palm with its sharp edge. Bright light floods everything around, and you find yourself surrounded by groveling minions, their bodies shivering in your mere presence. Your hands no longer hold a pitiful shard, but a majestic and intrinsic weapon. A skillfully crafted sword with strange, unnerving proportions, a curved design, and an unusual hilt adorned with the image of a closed eye. The weapon's gaze is so ancient and dark that it seals your breath wheel. You have felt the gaze before here on the bridge, and the voice appears to be only confirms your guess. The tapestry is woven, the path is chosen. Accept your fate, champion. Your body refuses to obey your mind. The handle feels as if it become one with your hands, and the gaze of the demonic guy sits upon your very soul blades. Resist your fate is futile. You scream as you feel your soul burn away to ash. Looking from the vision, kneeling next to your desk, clothes drenched in a sweat, and with a sour taste on your tongue. Your head is ringing, and you struggle to recall those faces and images of the sword in your hands. Only the deep cut on your palm and the bloody shard laying on the floor reminds you of what just transpired. Of course, fail to call the edge. You'd rather die than touch that thing again, so you reach a shaking hand for a vox and call for a servitor. Now you just have to wait for the mindless automaton to arrive, pick up the cursed artifact, and head for the nearest airlock to be claimed by the void. Ivan's only friend is this orc skull in this room, apparently. Because the other artifact just tried to take a bite out of him. Ivan's going to need to find some more holy fire to be purged in. Let's get to the starport. That's all we have. Oh, come on! Everywhere we go, we see familiar faces all around us. I'm gonna shoot someone in the shins. The starport greets you with the din of ordnance, and the smell of explosives tickles your nostrils. It is difficult to tell through the smoke who is firing at whom. Among the cracked rockery and the bent plasteel, you notice a man in the warden's uniform. He stares at your gleaming gold of your shuttle in surprise. The governor sent his personal guards. No matter what are you standing there for, neat, Are you waiting for the rebels to blast your bucket again? For good measure, the skies over the capital are blocked by enemy fire. All aerial traffic has been halted. What pests gave you clearance to deploy? But by all the saints, I'm Sergeant Mulger, and you lot report to me now. So, yourselves out and drag your arses after me. I'll map out defense sectors for you. By the end of his tirade, the sergeant grows quieter as his eyes focus on your expansive gear. I got a stick. Oh, it turns purple by the Holy Throne. What is this mess? They're in a rough spot, old man. Go easy on them. With a mixture of awe and terror, he snaps to attention, raises his freshly cut chin like an exemplar soldier, and barks, "My mistake, sir, at once. The starport is under the control of the governor's wardens. Primer Commodore is Sergeant." Armageddon explodes at the cuts off the rest of the words. Shrapnel fires everywhere with a piercing screech. One of the soldiers falls to the ground, clutching the remains of his forearm, and is now adorned with crimson tatters. Blood is pouring out of the stump, and the soldier's agony is short-lived. The sergeant curses and hastily says an army prayer for the dead. With a cough that turns back, "Pardon me, sir, Sergeant Mulger reporting. My unit is holding the starport on governor's order. How may I serve?" "Unrest, sir. Armed rebellions in both the capital and the provinces. First the lower levels sparked, then it went up to the spires. They hit the Vox hubs, the arsenals, the mag train stations. My unit were here when it all went to the Groxes. The tech priests linked to satellites reported sightings of strange void ships in the system. They were orbiting the star until one of them set course for landing on Majorius. The governor took precautionary measures in order to increase the security of key facilities. Everyone knew that whenever something's not right, you better double the warden's details. The alarm was raised, and we were sent to secure the starport. It is the only reason we were able to hold it. There's fighting in the capital, but we holding strong. Give no quarter to the rebels. The Emperor protects. Ill thoughts, sir. We've fallen on hard times. The ground keeps shaking. Things keep exploding. The people are scared. They've forgotten all about their duty, and that when those Empire, forgive me, preachers came, they started riling everyone up. Sure enough, we shot a few, but they kept coming, more and more of them. I live to serve. If I may report, sir, as long as the rebels keep shooting their damned anti-aircraft batteries, there is absolutely no way to shuttle you to the governor. It would have to be on foot, and the streets are dangerous. I have no one to send with you as an escort. I assigned all available troops to accompany the esteemed tech priest to the governor. It will Foxcast orders to them to wait for you, and I'll inform headquarters they better send out a convoy to meet you halfway. Meanwhile, we will follow the governor's orders and hold the line here. Frowns at his distance as if it's looking through the sergeants. You're a good soldier, but you've got a lot of bloods on your hands, both yours and others. You know, the same hand that salutes now might falter in darkness. Rank and etiquette won't save you from the bitterness. Pardon me, my lady, but I can't get my head around those fancy words you're saying. I've seen plenty of blood, but trust me, I'll fight till my last drop. blushes slightly. I live to serve. The explosion interrupts the sergeant's words. With a sigh of relief, he turns to his soldiers and spits out a booming series of commands. Rumors! On your travels, you will hear many rumors. Those of the serving as British attention are logged in separate sections. Sometimes rumors are just that. Other times there is truth to them. Rumors indicate a description. While traveling to the rotator, you are bound to hear rumors regarding your own deeds and exploits, some of which reflect the reaction of the Empress to citizens to choices you have made. Whose tech priest is this? Give me that laser gun. Okay. Guard. Inventory. You. Oh, this is less. And I don't even need to give this to you, so let's just send this. Add to cargo. Add this to cargo, maybe? How about, you know what, with you, let's give you the heirloom auto pistol and this. Simply because you don't have a melee weapon. Which is better, 8 to 12, 10 to 15. Shots from the shotgun pushes targets 3 cells away, even if the shots miss. Range 2, maximum ammo 8. That just gets kept in there just because I like how it looks. Was the one that gave you Mantle of Heroism, which each heroic act used in battle increased the wearer's dodge by 20% until the end of combat. While this one, full wounds. Knowing Ivan's luck, that's not going to be ever. Face of the Sovereign. Let's see if we can. Oh!
In this
What was that?
tapestry of a world, I am the rogue thread.
Sorry, I had to check something because I don't know if it popped up in the recording, but audio disappeared for a second. Alright, who's the dumbest member of our crew? I never got the chance to look. +5 to toughness if their intelligence is less than 35. Let's give this to you.
One step
Stop
at
that.
a time amidst the madness.
What's
An amusing attempt at defiance.
Show them no mercy.
Just a minor setback.
I mean, so far they're killing themselves.
Guided by faith. I'll do it. Strike is a prayer. Doubt is for the weak. God Emperor, move through me. Be the fire in my heart. As the Emperor commands, I act.
That is not my destiny.
Okay.
Tried and tested tactics are the best ones. It will be done. I will do my duty.
War is my muse.
He's not close enough.
Let's see. Fate claims another one.
They're shooting.
Die!
They're just killing themselves at this point.
Time to prove my mettle.
Rejoice in battle! Faith without deeds is worthless.
Die!
Cover me!
Indeed. One fewer target. I'm not interested.
It will be done.
The storm approaches. A genius at work. Let's see.
Since we don't have our healing spells yet, let's see who dies next.
Not my worst day. I'll be back. In no time.
Our existence is so fragile.
Okay, crippled arm.
I will bathe this battlefield in righteous fury. I'll do it. The enemies of the Emperor will be undone. Doubt is for the weak.
High momentum.
Shattered foes in my wake. A wicked thought. A predictable downfall.
Our battle glove. Significantly worse than what we already have. A blind madman.
They will see.
Oh.
Oh, yes. They all will see.
Damn it!
The young, shaggy-haired soldier is still pale. Nonetheless, as you approach, he holsters his pistol. A mark of good discipline, he gives you a somewhat frightened but genuine smile. Thank you, my lord. You arrived in the nick of time. I don't know what those babbling creeps wanted with me, but definitely wasn't anything good. All thanks to you, my lord. Those blind lunatics are all over the city right now. These rebels damn them to the void, go around maiming anyone they get their hands on and scorching their eyes. Then they leave the poor sods driven mad by the pain to wander the streets babbling nonsense. And after the gravity, the command wasn't want anyone to talk about it, but I'm heard whispers that it's not just some nonsense, it's heresy. Actually heresy. Because listening to it scrambles your brain. It made one of the patrolmen freeze in his tracks while the blind mob got hold of him and carried him from his post to who knows where. Lucky Jasper, the governor's aide and personal Vox operator. I was dispatched to the starport on special orders, the man proclaimed, desperately trying to tame his tasseled hair. Following Governor Min's special instructions, namely, he grits to alright, it's a secret assignment. I can't talk about it. 90% 75%, 75%. I'm a Rick Troyer. We don't simply order you to tell me everything. It is within my right. A rogue trader, after casting a glance over your gear, he nods in understanding. So you must be from House Von Fleck. It's a ship. The Starport's auger surveillance station reported that it had detected your ship entering the system. Then he sent a shuttle to another unidentified ship, a very strange one at that. And then that ship departed. But the auger surveillance station reports are not to be disclosed to third parties, but you know that already, don't you? Well, alright, if you really are Rocher, I'll tell you everything. I'm supposed to deliver update Vox codes, and how should I put it and assess the situation? Plans are a real mess at the moment. The rebels have found their way into our VoxNet and are now eavesdropping. They make proper communication impossible. The hallowed electrodynamic Sonobrum had sent out a distress call before it went dark. And who knows, who even knows what happened in the station. There's been a riot on Rector-Philia, the prison planet. Direct 5 station is silent, although the navigators have always been a really elusive bunch. I was hoping I'd be lucky enough to run into a pilot or the captain here who could give me an update, but that's hardly a possibility right now. The rebels are blasting anything that tries to land out of the sky with their damned cannons. You stopped stalking a bit too abruptly. So it's nothing classified, just personal. There's another reason why I'm here. I'm betrothed. My betrothed is missing. Rakul Vericki, the esteemed Winterskill's personal pilot. One of the right reports came from Reticophilia. Lord Everin headed there personally. Then the rebels started down here and we lost communication. No one knows how they're doing up there. You know what I'm afraid of? That they'll come back and their rebel scumbags will shoot them out of the sky. I wanted to find a place that's high up, set up a Voxcaster there, and send them a transmission. The sky is closed off. Don't try to land. But I didn't make it in time. Those blind dogs chased me, and so I was running. I tripped and broke the caster. I worry for her. She's an excellent pilot, but I'm still worried. That is why all members of the Void Ship clan share the same employment. No matter how devoted a servant of the Emperor is to their duty, there's always the danger that family ties might disrupt regulations and order. There's not much anyone can tell you about it. The station belonged to The Navis Noble themselves. Emperor knows what they do up there, or even if lives there. They scorn ordinary folk. The only people they're willing to grace with an audience is the esteemed Evan Winterscale. It's gonna sound like he is complaining. The place is creepy. They say that the order shuffles with servants from Minus on a regular basis. I guess they're too important up there to change filters and clean compartments themselves. Except I never met anyone who has served there. It's like no one ever comes back. They seem an honorable scion of blessed rogue trader, Collegius Winterscale, master of the Rector 7. At the behest of his illustrious father or grandfather or uncle, well, his illustrious relative, Lord Evan took up residence on record a Minorsis. This betrays a fierce inner struggle before he blurts out, "You know what I think? I find it curious that blessed Collegius doesn't make him the ruler of our world, where Evan is his blood, but is the governor who rules us. Then why do you think he sent him here? I think he's been exiled." Brutally maim him! Like, I think we kind of need him with his arms. Face turns gray as he says, "I have, but I don't know where he is now. I'm sorry, but I don't like discussing the affairs of the Inquisition. It's my pleasure to be of service to you, my lord. It's been nice to chat with someone normal." Yeah, you're right. We shouldn't stay here, and we might run into rebels. I'll find a safe place to watch the sky for a landing shuttle. May the Emperor protect you, my lord.
What
Stop that!
lies beyond?
Stop that game. I don't like it. Well, we have void ship management as an option. Oh. I don't think I was supposed to find this yet. Oh well. Upgrades. Persuasion. Okay, who has the highest? Okay. Neat. But I'll call that an episode, and hopefully the yeah, it says the recording's still working. And hopefully in the next episode it'll stop doing what it was doing. Until then.